Days of Judas Iscariot. That was my first leading role that I had at PSU, and it was a doozy. That character, the devil, has so many layers. I never got through it all. It was also my first experience with viewpoints and working with Sharon. I'd never really experienced that way of working with a director before. It's a really great concept of how to use the space and how to really get actors involved in the creation process. I almost forgot that was in the round. that was great on both aspects, actually, being able to work on building the new set of risers as a carpenter in the shop, and then that was my first and only experience so far working in the round. I loved it. It was so natural to be able to use a space like a real space, not a theater space, to exist in the moment and take it to whatever side I wanted to. It was really brilliant. Glass Menagerie. I was the gentleman caller. I owned Act 2, as they say. I come in right at the end and just tie things up. That was really a show for me to work vocally for myself. I've always had a more difficult time with my vocal production as an actor, just because I work from a very physical standpoint. So working really closely with Beth Daly on that was so nice, because she's just a brilliant vocal coach. To get that level of one-on-one attention with all of my text really brought me from point A to point B as far as my vocal production is concerned. And Paul too. Paul's an amazing director. That was my first experience working one-on-one with him. He's really inspired me a lot in my directing styles too. Pleasure Man. Oh, I have so many things to say about Pleasure Man. I mean, that show literally changed the way that I thought about theater, that I thought that it could work. I'd never heard of ensemble creation before, or physical theater. I knew about physical theater in standpoints of, okay, clown and mime, oh yeah, using my body to convey emotion, but not in the sense that we took it to in Pleasure Men, where we created something completely new out of almost nothing. Deconstructing a script, Mae West, was a fantastic experience. I really like to get nitty gritty with the text and get in there and really figure out everything that it has to offer for me as an actor, and being able to do that to a new level and take the things that we wanted to show to the audience, the themes that we really thought were important, not just the themes that the playwright sets out. We were the playwrights. So King Lear, very, very important vocal characteristics in that show. You can't get away with doing a Shakespearean stage reading and not have on-point diction, say, or not have all of that emotion really conveyed through your voice. There's no other way to do it. I usually work physically and then build on my vocal choices from there. John Briggs, he was the director for Tartuffe and King Lear in the reading for Lear, so I worked a lot with him that semester. He brought a lot to my PSU experience that semester. He has a very musical background. That all came in to what we were doing with Tartuffe. Tartuffe, he directed it like a symphony. He just came in, and there were crescendos and decrescendos, and these really forte moments, and then very piano. It was beautiful to witness, actually. He was great to work with, and also just had a lot of really awesome ideas to bring to the table. Dracula for me was challenging, very challenging, because it's written as a Victorian piece, and that is very challenging for everyone involved, because as an actor, to button yourself up that much to get into the mindset of a Victorian male, especially a Victorian doctor. In my case, I play Dr. Seward, so he's even more straight-laced than some of the other characters might be. To really pull yourself back and be able to say, okay, this is about control. control all of those impulses that you might have as an actor. You want to do all these things, but it doesn't really make sense for the time period when the characters are written to be very reserved. In Tartuffe, I experienced the farce. Paul is just very, very focused on the bits. He's all about the bits, and he's very good at them. And looking at that as an actor and director, you really see how all of them start to fit together to really make a whole experience. And I mean, the script is just so hilarious. It's hard for us in rehearsal sometimes even to just keep working, because sometimes something will happen that's just so hilarious that we have to stop rehearsal for 5 minutes and just laugh. It's a great working environment.